So a lot of people think when you start out on the Whole30 that you have to totally get rid of anything that has any flavor. And your favorite barbecue sauce or your favorite steak sauce, your ranch dressing that you absolutely love. Well, that's not true. You just have to modify it a little bit today. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna share with you my top 10 sauces that I found that have been super tasty on the Whole30. And welcome to Fit for the Road. My name is TJ Houston, and about 18 months ago, I became obsessed with fitness. I set some goals for I was gonna be my 30th birthday last year, so I set out with some goals that I wanted to run a 5K, which then became marathon training. I wanted to lose a certain amount of weight, in which I lost about 60 to 65 pounds. And at that time, as I was researching ways to do this and diet and exercise, I just became obsessed with fitness and wellness as a whole. So I was on the Weight Watchers track, still I'm technically on the Weight Watchers track, but this year, just getting into the new year, we came back from vacation, I started a new job, all these things kind of, piled up, and I wasn't eating healthy like last year when I was on Weight Watchers. So my wife and I decided to start the Whole30 about 20 days ago or so. And if you've watched my other videos, which I'll link up here, you'll know that we're going through this Whole30 just as kind of a cleanse, if you will. So today I want to talk about my 10 favorite sauces that I found. And do me a favor, if you like some of these, then do me a favor and hit like and subscribe, because that helps me kind of share this with other Whole30ers that are out there. So let's get started with ketchup. This is one of my favorite things, and it might sound weird. What do you mean ketchup? Well, on the Whole30, you'll realize that as you start going through the ingredients in the different sauces and all the things, you just become an ingredient hound, because you don't want to be burned and you don't want to start all over again from day one. So starting off with ketchup, I actually found these two really good ketchups from Primal Kitchen, and they are both Whole30 approved. And what I love about Primal Kitchen is it has the little Whole30 icon on it, but I do want to caution you, everything that is Primal Kitchen doesn't necessarily mean that it's Whole30 approved, but they have probably the most variety across the board of things that are Whole30 certified, if you will. So the you might say, why two ketchups? Well, one is just a regular organic unsweetened ketchup, and this is for really it's for my wife because she doesn't like spicy things, but I use it as well. If you're just making some French fries, I'm one of those weirdos that likes ketchup on their eggs in the morning. This is going to be the one for you. It weighs in at about 10 calories, and all of the ingredients on here are Whole30 approved. And out of everything, I think this has the best consistency that is like its full sugared brother as non-compliant brother, and the taste is right on point. From there, I have the spicy version of that ketchup. This, I think, is my third bottle that I got, because I put it on everything. A little bit of spicy ketchup on my eggs in the morning, or an omelet, whenever we have like hot dogs and hamburgers, basically anything that you would normally put ketchup on. I put spicy ketchup on there just to get a little bit of zing. And again, because it's all Whole30 approved, it also weighs in at only 10 calories. So a lot of these that I'm talking about today, even when we're done with the Whole30, I was talking to my wife tonight at dinner, this is one of those things that I'm gonna keep buying. Like, even though we might not be on the Whole30, I loved the flavor of the spicy ketchup, and it's just that little bit of zing that adds a little bit of flavor. Instead of me having to, find hot sauce or make up my own concoction, the the Primal Kitchen spicy ketchup is on point. So moving on from there, you'll see that we have steak sauce. So this is one of those things that on steak, like I'll usually start with just eating the steak or the meat and just trying to get the flavor, but then I'm guilty of it, add a little bit of A1 for flavor. I'm not the best home cook, if you will, so I need a little bit of boost. That's why I'm talking about all these different sauces, because my wife and I are not by any means executive chefs, but this adds just a little bit of flavor. So I really, really like it. It's organic, sugar-free, also from Primal Kitchen. But I will warn you, the consistency of this is super, super thin. So as a marinade, I think it does well. Tonight we put it in our burgers, like so the flavor was actually in with the meat patties that we made. But you're gonna want to use very sparingly on steak. And a lot of the things that we're gonna talk about today are vinegar-based. So if you don't like the taste of vinegar, then you might not like these. And at the prices, they run from anywhere from the cheapest, I think, is about $6 up to the almond butter that I'm gonna talk about, which is about 10 or 11. So these are things that you're definitely gonna wanna research. And like I said, if you don't like that really strong vinegar flavor and you see vinegar on the label, I would caution you because I feel like that's one of the main ingredients, so it does get a lot of that flavor. Moving on from there, I have two different barbecue sauces. Let me find it. Yep. So two classic barbecue sauces. So the first one is still from Primal Kitchen. You can see I'm a huge Primal Kitchen fan. What I like about this one is the consistency. You'll notice it's taken a minute to come down. It's a thicker barbecue sauce. So if you're using it for like dipping and stuff like that, it works really well. The other one that I have, I really like the Noble Made, just their classic barbecue, but you can see the consistency. It's a little bit thinner. So what I've done previously, like if you saw the wings that I posted, I mixed a little bit of the Noble Made in with the Primal Kitchen just to kind of extend this a little bit, and it made a really, really good flavor. So if you really like just that classic barbecue flavor, then either the Primal Kitchen or the Noble Made are gonna come in, and they're gonna come in clutch for you. Again, 35 calories, and how many do we got on this bad boy? 15 calories. So again, because we're not loading our sauces down with all the sugar that we're used to, the number of calories is much, much lower. Therefore, you know, we're not doing Whole30 necessarily to lose weight, but you can see as like you're making these small changes in your diet, in your day-to-day, how you're not just pouring sugar on everything. And I will tell you, one thing that we have learned on the Whole30 is sugar is pretty much in everything. So moving on from there, so I like my stuff, as I mentioned with the ketchup, just a little bit spicy. So that's where this comes in. This is the Noble Made Hot and Spicy. And again, you can see it's a very thin, this makes for a great marinade. But what I do is like the other day when we made wings, was I had these in the bowl. I made my wife's, I shook them all up, I plated those, but then I poured in some of this because I want to add that extra zing to it. So if you're looking for a spicy marinade for chicken, or you know, you're just adding just a little bit of zip to your stuff, then the Hot and Spicy from Noble Made, I highly recommend. It's almost like a spicy Worcestershire sauce, or like a spicy steak sauce is what this flavor is. So again, if you're looking at, you know, chicken and meat, this is gonna be delicious for you. Moving on from there, this is called Sriracha. And this is another one of those things that I'm absolutely going to buy even after we're done with the Whole30. It's a vegetable-based Sriracha. So on the back, we removed the sugar in Sriracha and added vegetables instead. We call it Sriracha for vegetable Sriracha. So again, super, super clean, only 5 calories. I would attribute it to like the thickness. It's a little thin, but it's kind of like salsa without like all the chunky vegetables in it. So again, in the morning, I don't really like tomatoes, but I love salsa. So this kind of has replaced the salsa for me because it doesn't have all the thick vegetables. And again, you can get a nice big jar of this and it can stay in your fridge for a very long time. It's like a picante sauce. I guess that would be the best way to describe it. It's a little thinner, but it has that spicy vegetable taste. But it is, again, I would buy this over the regular Sriracha. I know there's Sriracha fans out there that are, you know, freaking out right now, and I'm sorry, but I do like this a little bit better. So moving on from there, let's jump into mayonnaise. So this was one that we were really, really surprised about. So we thought that, you know, we weren't gonna be able to have any mayonnaise at all. We couldn't make chicken salad. We'd just have to kind of X that off of our diet, which wasn't a big deal because we're not big mayonnaise people per se, but there are some times when we want to add, you know, a little bit of mayo to something, or we want to make, like I'm making egg salad this week. My wife just made deviled eggs. We love deviled eggs. So that's where this mayo comes in for you. And again, your calories, because the stuff in mayo, even from when I was on Weight Watchers, wasn't horrible. You can find mayo that, you know, is sugar-free and is not horrible. So this still does have 100 calories. So this is something that, you know, you should probably use sparingly, but it is a solid option for mayo. And there's also a lot of recipes out there for avocado mayo. This is real mayo made with avocado oil. And again, you'll notice that it has that Whole30 little sticker on there. I wish more companies did that because it makes it super easy to shop. So I want to pause right here. If you followed along this far, I want to say thank you so much. And at the end, I'm actually going to have a bonus, which is a recipe for a amazing ranch dressing. My mom made it for us on Easter, and I want to share that with you guys. And that's something that you can make at home. So speaking of ranch dressings, we actually tried two, maybe three. There is the Primal Kitchen Ranch. So it's really confusing. I'll put these side by side. So you would think like they're both Primal Kitchen, they're both ranch. What's the difference? You'll notice that one says vegan ranch and one just says ranch dressing and marinade avocado oil. So for us, we like the non-vegan one, or the non-vegan ranch. This is the one. This is a brand new bottle. We just finished the other one at dinner. This is the one that we like. It has, in our opinion, the better flavor. It has consistency, is very good. To me, it's delicious. Now, that being said, the recipe that I'm going to share with you is night and day, much better. But if you don't have an immersion blender, you don't want to go to the store and get, you know, fresh dill and stuff like that, I understand. This is a solid choice. At about 120 calories, it's a pretty good ranch dressing if you are that kind of ranch hound and you need to have ranch in your diet. So I have saved the best for last. This is, it's from RX, their nut butter. This is vanilla flavored. So inside there is an egg white, almonds, half a date, and no BS. Whew! Glad there wasn't any BS in there. So what's really great about this is it has that vanilla flavoring, and then because there's the dates in it and the egg whites, it's just a nice creamy consistency. This is probably this is like right at that edge of Whole30 as far as being available or acceptable. You know, if you read the books, they'll say, you know, just eat the raw ingredients, you know, this is processed. But for us, it's nice just to have it as a little snack. So again, the dates make it super, super sweet. So if you've never had dates before, they're very sweet to the taste. So this is kind of like that once in a while, just for a snack, maybe with a peanut butter, or I'm sorry, with a banana. Anywhere I would normally add just a little bit of peanut butter, I've been replacing it with the vanilla almond butter. And we actually went to the store and bought 4 of these the other day. That's how much we love it. And we're gonna be using it after the Whole30 is over. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope that, you know, if you are looking for different sauces or different ways to, you know, add a little bit of flavor to your Whole30 journey, hopefully this has helped you. And then as I find more, we've gone through many more than this, I promise you. My wife is like, why do you keep bringing home sauces? It's like, I want to try all these things while we're doing the Whole30 because I might find these diamonds in the rough. Because had I not done the Whole30, I would have never found spicy ketchup. And one that is organic, sugar-free, like good for you. That's why I like to try all these different sauces. So do you have a favorite sauce that you really like, that you're either on the Whole30 or just in general? Do me a favor, put it in the comments below because I love trying new things. And for that recipe, like I promised, I will also put a link to that right in the description below. If this video helped you, please do me a favor and hit that like button. I would love to know, and I want to create content that helps you guys, and I want to make sure that my content is landing where it needs to. If you have absolutely any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can find me at tj@tjhouston.com, or you can find me on Instagram at fitfortheroad.co. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day.